The forward one was retrieved the day after the crash, and the rear one was retrieved, I think, 3 or 4 days afterwards. Where are those black boxes today? They've been moved from Ahmedabad to Delhi, India. That's where they are today. Now, why is it taking so long? Well, let me explain a little bit about what the flight data recorder does and doesn't do, a little bit of the history behind it. It's actually fascinating. And then we'll delve into the interpretation process and how difficult it is actually to get the information out in a timely manner. And I think once we get done with this, you'll completely understand why it's taking so long and why it might take even longer. So the black box has an interesting history. It goes back all the way to World War II. British aircraft, war aircraft in World War II, were collecting secret information, and the British just dubbed it the black box. And it probably back then was a black box, but it was black because it was secret. And so that expression became known for virtually every black box that an airplane carries. The very first airliner to carry a black box, a flight data recorder, was in 1941, and it only recorded 2 bits of information. It recorded the altitude of the airplane and whether the radio was on or off. So we've come a long way since those days, and that 88 bits of data that it records is very comprehensive. And again, there's flight data recorders that record much more than that, but it goes all the way back to actually the beginning of World War II with flight data recorders. Now, these flight data recorders have been moved to Delhi. Does it complicate things? Not really, but in a sense, the flight data recorders are interesting devices because they're designed to withstand 3,400 G's of impact. That's a lot of G's, and so they're designed to withstand any impact, any crash that any airplane can experience. And of course, they've got one in the front and one in the back. They record the exact same data in case the one is destroyed. Perhaps the other one will be good. They've retrieved both, and both of them are good, but they are damaged. Now, if you've got a flight data recorder that's not damaged at all, you can simply plug a cord into it, hook it up to a laptop, and retrieve the data. It gets much more complicated when they're damaged. And so clearly with these, they couldn't just plug into them and retrieve the data. So now you've got to get the box physically out of the airplane, and it might mean welding it out or cutting it out. And then you got to take that thing and you've got to get it someplace where somebody can interpret it. It's been moved to Delhi, and there are basically 3 agencies involved here, actually 4. There's Boeing Corporation, there's the US NTSB, and there's the AAIB, which is the Aviation Authority over in India. AAIB is in charge of this. They're the ones that have possession of the boxes.